This week, I want to see the trade-offs everybody makes between time and money. Time and money. Stay tuned. Hi. Thanks for joining me for lunch. I just finished shooting a little video on how to train your dragon. Take a look at that. It's really neat. And this week, I want to look at the trade-off between time and money. You see, I'm having lunch, so I made a trade-off. Every time you decide something, you probably make a trade-off. And it's bagel, cream cheese, and smoked salmon. So there isn't much of a trade-off to make. It's true. I like this meal. One of my favorite meals. I could eat smoked salmon 4 times a week. But we all make choices. We all make decisions. So I want to take you through the story, a little bit of how we established the Permaculture Orchard, some of the trade-offs we made between time and money, and what I now do. Let me take a bite. So when you decide what you're going to eat, or whether you're going to make meal or go out for a meal, you've made a trade-off. You've weighed time versus money. The more money you have, the more you tend to choose, or have the option at least to choose, to replace time for money. Because you have to think of it. What is money? Money is just an exchange medium for your time. How do you even have money? Well, likely you're working or you're in your own business and you're earning money by trading your time and your employees' time for money. If you're an employee, you're just trading time for money. You're putting in time somewhere, and in exchange, you're getting money. So you're always making that trade-off, time versus money. Now, when it comes to your project of your permaculture orchard, how do you get to, where do you start? Which one do you choose? Are you going to take the time route or the money route? Only you can answer that. But a few things show you. When we started in the early years, we started a nursery. And that nursery took us a lot of time. But it was simple trade-off. I didn't have money to put into the farm. The farm was considered a black hole. Money would go in and never enough come out. So just like a black hole, it just sucks everything available into it. That was my situation. So I didn't have much of a choice. I had to trade my time for the money that it would have cost me to buy the trees and the shrubs and the plants. Instead, I had to put time into propagating them, and we did. We did it over once. We got it going. We had it ready. And then that first year it was voles, destroyed our whole nursery. We had 1,300 trees, and they were completely decimated in the spring. So we had to start over again. Second time, got the trees regrafted, the root stalks are growing, and in the second year, they were ready, and that winter, they got eaten by a rabbit. So what do? You're faced with the situation. You've put a lot of time in exchange for money, and twice you've suffered pretty crushing setbacks. What do? You've got all this time invested. You don't have a lot of money invested, but a lot of time invested. Well, didn't have much of an option. I knew where the goal was, to put in the permaculture orchard. The choices were clear. I had to do it again. The third time we did the nursery again, and this time it worked. We grew the trees, didn't get them eaten. We actually used poison. It was the only time we've ever used poison on the farm was to put around the nursery to basically prevent any voles from coming in and devouring all the trees again. We did lose a few, maybe 15 or 20, but nothing serious. And so finally we had the trees to replant. Looking back on that experience, I didn't have the option. I really didn't have money to put into this place to get it going. So we took the only route we could. Now I've gotten lots of emails, lots of comments and so on, people wanting to start. If you're one of the 1,000 that I really want to help get their permaculture orchard started, I noticed many of you are not really trading time for money. You want to get going and get it started, and I understand that. So you're putting money in, saving time to get it going quicker. And if you didn't buy the film, The Permaculture Orchard, and you're watching this and you're interested about permaculture orchards, please get the film. It was done to really help you save the time that it cost me. So please get it. It will, I guarantee it will save you time, and it will save you also a lot of money, because you can replace some of the things, but you can't replace all of them. And making mistakes with an orchard can be costly pretty quickly. We're also coming out with a virtual tour this spring, and it will allow you to come visit the orchard. It's a kind of a 5-year anniversary since we filmed the Permaculture Orchard Beyond Organic film, and it's just a chance to get to see how it's changed, but to get all the information you would if you came for a tour. And we've basically condensed everything you see on the tour and more, things you don't usually see. We packed it all in, and just stay tuned for that, because that will be, if you're interested in seeing this place, don't miss it. So back to the time versus money, and I'll have another bite before it gets too cold. Thanks for joining me for lunch. Maybe you're having your lunch. Enjoy it. Just a little tidbit. Make sure you chew your food to get every last bit out of it. I tell people in the summer when they come and it's berry season, maybe you're buying blueberries or raspberries nowadays, make sure you chew your berries until they're just a juice almost, because the little seeds inside, just like these bagel seeds, if I don't chew them properly, they won't get digested. They'll just get passed through. So take time to chew your food to get every last bit of nutrient out of them. That's my nutrition tip for today. Back to the time, money. Nowadays, I have more money available. I tend to trade off money for time. I've ordered plants, and I'm buying more plants this year. I bought plants last year. Even though I can grow them myself, I know how, I've done it. It's not a big deal. But it's the time. If I try and I start this spring and I grow them, I'm not having 100% success rate if I grow it myself. There's not a guarantee that I will have them. So I've been buying some plants. I always buy the beginning plants anyway and then propagate them myself, or at least try and see how easy they are to propagate. But get your collection started. If you haven't planned on it, this is the middle of winter here, or the end of winter. Make sure you plan for this spring to get 2 trios put in. Take a look at that video. Just start. You need to just start. You can plan for years. But if you start, you'll have saved so much time because you'll be learning. And one of the things of trading time for money is if you put in the time, you will be learning. You will be gaining experience. You'll be trying things and making mistakes. It goes with it. You will make mistakes. Relax about it. But that trade-off will help you to grow and learn. And that learning can be converted. I've converted a lot of what I have learned here into experience, and I've transferred that experience to people who've paid me through courses, through the tours, through workshops, through talks. And because they have traded some money for time, they've gone ahead and been able to advance much quicker. Even I continue to trade money for other people's time and experience. This weekend, I'll be going to see Michael Phillips talking about the holistic orchard. And even though he talks about basically organic orcharding practices, I'd say beyond organic. Michael is definitely beyond organic. It's always good to associate and listen to and learn from people who have done more than you. Humility goes with it. You can't think, oh, I know. If you know, I know one thing you don't know. And I'm humbled sometimes, and I have to make sure that I stay humble enough to be open-minded to learn from others. Because I have learned one thing, that sometimes one little tidbit can allow me to do something 10 times faster. And even better, sometimes a little tidbit can make me think, if I integrate this into the orchard, then I no longer have to do that. And so I could save days or weeks of time. Where was I? That sun is so nice. I got off track like I normally do. So you're trading time and money. Look at your situation. Look at the decisions you're making. Are you trading that time for money, or are you putting money to save you time? You have to evaluate your situation. How much money are you willing to put in this project? You may say, well, I'm willing to put so much this year. Okay, that's this year. What about next year? If it really is something that you're keen on, then like anything in life, you'll be willing to make sacrifices. Sacrifices mean, you know what? I could go on vacation down south, or I could put that money into my orchard next year. So you're making trade-offs. You are trading time away for money. Look at your situation. Look at the money. Be realistic. How much money do you have available? Be realistic. How much time do you have available? Remember that whatever you focus on grows. So if you focus on an orchard for a while, not only will the orchard grow, but the time you will put into it, you'll see it will grow. You say, oh no, that's all I could put in. Put in 2 trios. Go look at that video. 2 trios. Just start and take a look at that one too. Evaluate time, money available for your project, and then get going and get started. This is a perfect time. End of winter, you still have time to plan. Don't plan too much. Why? Because I've been involved in that. I have certainly been, I know exactly what analysis paralysis is. When I was doing my degrees, my master degrees, I probably took 1.5 years longer than I needed because, well, it's not perfect. It's not, I haven't analyzed this and I haven't analyzed that. And realized that sometimes you're actually procrastinating the next stage because you're not sure. Let me tell you, you get into putting in a permaculture orchard, be comfortable with, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. So you will come to a lot of moments where, I don't know. Is this better than that? I don't know. Don't be afraid of experimenting, of trying. Get comfortable with failing. You will fail. Guaranteed on some parts. But you know what's beautiful about it? Is nature is incredibly forgiving. You think, oh, nature can be cruel and harsh. Yes, I've had complete crop failures. Nothing. But you know what? In the end, I see that when that's happened to you, the opposite happens to you. You experience abundance in a way you have never experienced. So, in the long run, I would rather have a fantastic crop every 2 years than have a regular crop every year. Because you can take a year off. So in your situation, to evaluate time versus money, just get a piece of paper. Write down my time situation. Bagel and smoked salmon. Better than going out for lunch, that's for sure. And it really does come down to, you'll have to make a leap of faith at one point. I was listening to a podcast today about rebel leaders. I guess I don't know about how much a leader I am, but I know that I am definitely a rebel. I'm very comfortable with thinking, what will people say? I don't care what people will say. If you're very concerned about what people will say, you're probably a person who is in the second or third wave of any innovation. So know yourself. That's really what it comes down to. Most of the people I've seen who want to start their permaculture orchard are really not too concerned about what people will say. And that's good. I wouldn't say it's essential, but it's pretty important. More and more, and I hope to group more and more of a community around this idea, because we don't need to feel all alone wherever we are. We need to be able to bounce the crazy ideas we have on other people. Well, this is a lot longer video than I expected to make on this subject. I hope you enjoyed this. If you picked up something, put it down in the comments. If you think, yeah, tell me how you're trading off your time and your money and what you've learned about it, because everybody's learned different insights into it. And I'd be curious to see what you've learned in trading off time and money. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye. Hey, please subscribe and check out our latest video. Thanks for joining me for lunch. Maybe you're having your lunch. Enjoy it.